She stood on that stage glowing, smiling with pride, her cap tilted slightly to the side, diploma in hand. The applause roared around her, and then she spoke into the microphone. "I want to thank the man who supported me through it all, my stepfather, Daniel." I froze. My name wasn't mentioned. Not a whisper. Not even a glance toward the corner of the room where I sat, hidden by shadows and silence. My hands trembled, but I clapped anyway. Because I had to. Because I loved her too much to let her see my heartbreaking. For years of tuition, quiet deposits, books ordered under anonymous accounts, rent paid in the dead of night. And she never knew. Maybe that was the point. They told me I was crazy for doing it. That helping your ex's daughter through med school when you're no longer part of the family was a one-way road to heartbreak. But I didn't listen. Because I had promised her, not her mother, not her stepdad, her. And that promise still lived inside me. Until that day. Until that speech. Until she erased me like I had never existed. I walked out before the ceremony ended. I couldn't breathe. Couldn't think. I just needed air. And as I sat in the car, staring blankly at the steering wheel, one question haunted me louder than the clapping inside that hall. Why? Why didn't she mention me? Was it shame? Was it ignorance? Or had someone made sure she never knew? Because I had made one request all those years ago. One condition when I agreed to stay in the background. Don't tell her it was me. Let her focus. Let her dream. But when the time comes, tell her the truth. Apparently, that truth never made it to her. But someone else did. Daniel. The man who came into their lives like a savior after I left. A man who wore suits and knew how to speak with charm. He didn't raise her. He didn't sit through her asthma attacks as a child. He didn't spend nights outside emergency rooms begging doctors to hurry. He just showed up, signed some checks, and suddenly became the hero. I wasn't jealous. I was devastated. Because I had made peace with being in the shadows. But I hadn't prepared for being replaced. And that's when it started. The suspicion. The questions. The invisible itch that something wasn't right. That maybe, just maybe, someone made sure she would never know the truth. Because I wasn't looking for applause. I just wanted my name back in her heart. The next morning, I stared at her graduation photo again. She looked radiant, fulfilled. She had no idea I was even there. And it wasn't the silence that hurt most, it was the precision of it. No slip, no glance, not even a pause, like her mind had ever registered my existence. It was too perfect. This was deliberate, crafted. I opened my old email. Dozens of receipts, transfer confirmations, scholarship registrations under pseudonyms. I had used a fake foundation name for future healers to fund everything. Just a way to make it seem institutional, safe. But it had always been me. I called the university, pretending to be a donor, following up on a scholarship recipient. The clerk was cheerful. Yes, Maria Alston. She was covered by a special donor fund. Oh yes, Mr. Daniel Wexford. My blood froze. That name should never have been on those records. The account was mine. The fund was mine. I asked for the documents. When they arrived, I stared at the PDFs in disbelief. Every letter had been rebranded, still under the same foundation name, but now listing Daniel Wexford as the donor. Electronically signed. Forged. He had hijacked the entire narrative. And Maria had no clue. This wasn't just about money. It was about erasing me. I searched everything I could. I found a dusty box in my storage unit. Inside was a USB drive. One file jumped out. 2018_confession.m4v. I played it. It was her mother. Tired, pale, whispering into the camera. If I disappear, she needs to know. It was never Daniel. It was him. Always him. She had known the truth. She had recorded it. But she had never shared it. I went to her last known address. Gone. Vanished. No forwarding info. Her number disconnected. I started thinking she didn't leave, she was pushed out. I dug into Daniel's history. Found a sealed custody case from 2016. I pulled strings, called a favor, and got in. And there it was. a motion to limit my contact with Maria. Daniel had called me a danger, a manipulative presence, and the court had signed off. He had erased me legally. I had spent years thinking my absence was my choice. It wasn't. My phone buzzed. A quiet voice. "Mr. Alston? My name's Jane. I used to work for the Wexfords. I think you need to know something." We met the next day. She brought folders, flash drives, emails, proof of everything. She'd heard the fights. She saw Maria's mother packing a bag, saying she was finally going to tell her daughter the truth. But she never made it. That night, Daniel came home early. She disappeared the next morning. Jane kept it all. For years. I had one chance now. I bought a ticket to a gala Maria would attend, walked and dressed like I belonged, and waited. When she stepped off stage, I approached her. "Maria." She turned. Yes. I saw the flicker of recognition. "Mr. Alston, I only need 5 minutes." I handed her a folder. She opened it slowly. Read. Page by page. Her hands trembled. The original donor files. Her mother's letter. Photos from her childhood. She looked up. "Why would you do all this?" "Because I loved you like my own, and I thought love and silence would be enough." She whispered, "He told me you didn't care." Tears welled in her eyes. I believed him. "You didn't know." She looked back at the folder. "Is this why my mom disappeared?" She didn't leave. She was silenced. Maybe worse. She stood there shaking, but stronger. "I want the truth," she said. And I told her everything. A month later, Daniel Wexford's name disappeared from the hospital donor wall. Maria gave a speech at a scholarship fundraiser. And this time, she looked into the camera and said, "To the man who gave without asking for thanks, who believed in me before I believed in myself, I know who you are now, and I'll never forget again." And if you've ever been pushed into the shadows, erased from someone's story, know this. The truth has a way of finding the light. Family is the first place where love begins, and the one place it should never end. In a world full of noise and shifting priorities, it's easy to take for granted those who stand closest to us. But the truth is, family, whether by blood or by heart, is the anchor that keeps us grounded through life storms. Loving your family isn't just about grand gestures or perfect moments. It's about choosing to show up, to forgive, to listen, and to care even when it's hard. It's in the silent sacrifices, the warm meals, the shared stories, and the quiet presence during difficult times. One day, we'll look back and realize that what mattered most wasn't success, money, or recognition. It was the people who held our hands when the world felt heavy. Don't wait for loss to teach you value. Say, "I love you." Make the call. Heal the wound. Because family is love, and love is everything.